Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to the February 26, 2019 Public Works Committee of the Albany County Legislature. I'm Paul Bergdorf. I am the chairman of the committee, and I'd like Chris Smith to, the vice chairman of the committee, say hello and explain to folks where his district is.
Chris Smith from the Helderbergs, Bird Knox, Weshlow, and Rensselaerville.
And if we could go around the table and have the members of the committee just say hello.
Okay, Merton Simpson, 2nd Legislative District, Arbor Hill, West Hill, Sheridan Hollow.
I'm Joe O'Brien, West Albany, in Loudonville, in Colony.
I'm John Fanner, 17th District, City of Cohoes.
Okay, well, we have a quorum present, and the first order of business is approving the minutes of the previous meeting. Have the members looked at the minutes? Are there any issues, corrections, alterations? If not,
Can we move to vote?
we can move to vote. Moved by Mr. O'Brien, seconded by Mr. Smith. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Number one is Local Law U for 2018, a local law of the County of Albany authorizing the county executive to enter into a lease agreement of property owned by Albany County with Hudson Valley Wireless, subject to the approval of the Albany County Legislature. Mr. Smith?
Public hearing is tonight. It was supposed to be last month, but it was canceled due to the storm, so we're tabling it, pending public hearing.
So this is number 2 is table, right?
So
Number one
we need
is-
a motion to table?
Table by sponsor.
Table by the sponsor, okay. Number 2, Mr. McLaughlin.
Mr. Chairman.
Executive's Office, welcome this evening.
Thank you.
You are handling amending resolution number 327 for 2016.
Yes, we had previously come to you, Mr. Chairman, for authorization to apply for and accept the funding that would be used for the TU garage egress project. As everybody knows, that project has been completed. We were able to leverage, I think it was 160 and change worth of funds from ESD for the project. As I'm sure most of you are aware, typical grant funding works that you expend money, then you go to them and they reimburse you once you provide proof of purchase. Well, this one has a nice, interesting little twist to it. It requires that the county expend what they call a commitment fee. The commitment fee is equivalent to 1% of, I believe, the project, and also reimbursement for the costs that they incur, they being ESD, for the holding of a public hearing to satisfy the requirements of the ABO, the Authority's Budget Office. So we just were made aware of that, and therefore we are coming to you to request that we can extend that commitment fee to get back the $160,000 and change.
Motion to move forward.
Motion to move,
Second?
seconded by Mr. Mooneyham. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mr. McLaughlin. All right, item number 3, authorizing an agreement with the Village of Voorheesville regarding maintenance of the train viewing station. Commissioner Raimondo, welcome.
Hi, Chairman. Thank you. Yes, we are requesting to enter into an agreement with the Village of Voorheesville so that they maintain a train viewing station that's going to be constructed by a third party who happens to be an Eagle Scout. And we're requesting permission to enter into that agreement.
Okay. So I think when we authorized this earlier on, there was some action before. The plans for this were all certified and...
They're in the process right now. The Eagle Scout is in the process of sending over stamped plans,
Okay.
getting his permit, his work permit, and his certificate of insurance to us. So, yeah, he hasn't given them to us yet, but he's in the process of it.
Okay,
we
but
wanna-
before you authorize anything, you're going to make sure it's built to standard, built to code, that sort of thing.
Correct, yep.
Motion?
Motion to move it?
Motion moved by Mr. O'Brien, is there a second? Second by Mr. Fournier. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Item is carried. All right, number 4, authorizing the planning department to take initial review actions to determine seeker lead agency status regarding the Albany County Rail Trail Bridge over New Scotland Road, SR 85.
Yes,
Commissioner.
we're requesting approval to seek lead agency status for our Albany County Rail Trail Bridge over New Scotland Road, bridge rehabilitation / replacement project. Right now, it's currently in the design phase.
Okay. Just a general question. Do we do seeker on all of these bridge projects, or is there something about this one that makes it unique, that it's a type 1 seeker action?
That's a good question. The reason why it got bumped into type 1 is because it is in the historic district. Initially, there was, seeker can be interpreted in different ways. It could have been interpreted as a type 1. It could also be interpreted as a type 2, depending, but we thought that because this is a very high visibility project, that we should be as transparent as possible and go through the type 1.
And will we be doing the seeker with our own county staff?
No, the MJ Engineering is our
Okay, so-
hire consultant.
So your
Is
consultant
progressing.
will probably have an environmental sub-consultant who will do the
Correct.
seeker
Yeah. Yes, they're doing it themselves.
under their umbrella?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any questions from any members of the committee? If not, I would entertain a motion. Moved by Bert Simpson, seconded by Chris Smith. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? The item is carried. Okay. Item number 5, amending Resolution 455 for 2018 with MJ Engineering regarding its additional design and inspection services.
Yes, here we go. I left that one in my bag. Yes, so we're requesting to amend our agreement with the design engineer, MJ Engineering. They did some supplemental services for us that weren't accounted for in the original agreement. They did some design work for a temporary shoring up of the structure. That was not included in the original agreement. And they're also seeking the seeker type 1 process for us, which was not included in the original agreement.
Okay. Now, did I read in some of the backup here that this was, to a certain degree, an emergency authorization?
It was. What happened was, as part of the requirements in the RFP, we asked MJ to do an assessment of the structure to determine, what kind of condition is it in. Because from a visual standpoint, there's a lot of areas that look like they've been hit, and they have been hit. So we wanted to determine, what kind of condition is this in. And upon having that inspection done, it was determined that there was some critical locations on the bridge that needed some attention. And so we wanted to, do our due diligence and protect the public, so we issued an emergency contract, had some work done, and in the meantime now, we know that the bridge is safe to be open during this design process. However,
Okay.
it's a temporary fix for the time being.
Okay, and this, hopefully, the design and construction will be the permanent fix?
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
Now, this is an ongoing project there, right? So this is,
We're in the design phase right now.
Okay.
And we would anticipate, we're going to have a public meeting, 2 public meetings likely for the project. We're anticipating the first one to be in April. It's not scheduled yet, though, but that's when we're anticipating it to be. We don't anticipate construction of the project to happen until next spring.
Next spring.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind as to let the chairman's office know when the public meetings are going to be?
Sure.
So that they could distribute it to the members of the committee who might be affected and want to be involved in the public
Sure.
outreach project. All right, any questions from the committee?
Motion moved.
Motion to move by Mr. O'Brien. Looking for a second. Second by Mr. Smith. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, the item is carried. Thank you very much. All right, number 6, authorization of an agreement with the New York State DOT for the conveyance of right-of-way properties to Albany County regarding the completed road construction projects.
Yes.
Commissioner.
Yeah, some years ago, New York State DOT administered a project for improvements to Everett Road, and in doing so, they had to acquire right-of-way from the county in order to construct the project. Now, years have passed, and the state has closed out the project, and they want to do their due diligence, and it's not in their interest to hold on to the property that they received back then, so they're basically just conveying it back to us. It's our right-of-way, it's along our roadway, and it's our interest to have that.
Okay. Any questions from anyone in the committee? If not, I would accept a motion. Moved by Chris Smith, seconded by Joe O'Brien. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, the item is passed. All right, the last item on the agenda, the DPW agenda, I guess. Submission of a grant application with the Capital District Transportation Committee regarding the purchase of reflective wristbands.
Yes, well, we're asking for permission to apply for the grant. It's a grant that it doesn't have to be for the purchase of wristbands. It was something that we determined was a need for the public in our area. Bill Van Alstyne, our traffic and safety coordinator, conducts many symposiums throughout the year where he educates people on car seat safety and driver safety. And we thought that pedestrian safety should become more a part of his education plan. And this grant opportunity came up, and we thought that the purchase of wristbands and public awareness of pedestrian safety, being visible at night, is an important thing to present to the public.
How do you intend to distribute those?
Well, he holds a lot of different events throughout the year. Crossgates Mall, at Colony Center, small town locations, and he has staff volunteers that assist him in holding his education events. And they're going to have like a little location where it's all about pedestrian safety, and they'll literally hand them out to the public as they come. And at some of his events, there's hundreds of people that pass through at any one time. So they will definitely be handed out and be well used.
All right. Any...
So just to clarify, we spend $5,000, or we spend $1,250 and they give us $5,000?
Well, it's a match, and so our labor to actually attend the events all goes into that. So we don't actually have to spend money. Our time and our labor and time accounts for our match.
What's going to be said on, is there anything on the
Oh, yes, there is. It's
public safety? Or?
Yeah, no, it's see and be seen, something to that effect. However, we haven't finalized it. We can let you know, or if you wanted to weigh in on it, we can allow that, but we haven't ordered them. This is just permission to seek it, so we're not that far into it.
Okay.
How many are you actually going to get?
Well, they're about like $1.50 a piece, so,
Really?
yeah, it's because of the advertising part of it.
Just a aside, is there any consideration of increased lighting in areas where there's been high pedestrian incidents? Separate and apart from this.
Yeah, that's not something that's been ever brought to my attention
Okay.
to look into.
All right, not a problem, I'll talk to you later.
So you're gonna let us know what the design looks like? This is just to
This is to.
go forward?
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Just a thought, all politics being local, and you see what you know. I happen to be involved in a bunch of different animal welfare groups, and there are people who walk their dogs at night.
Oh,
This
yes.
sounds like a tremendous thing for them. So to the extent, you probably have certain venues you think of when you think of pedestrian safety, but you get some of these big animal welfare events where you have thousands of people who are pet owners who are walking their dogs in the morning in the dark and at night in the dark. Might be a good opportunity to distribute some.
We could hold an event, I mean, we can still
Bless you.
construct other events aside from what Bill already has in his schedule for car seat and traffic safety. We could craft events along the rail trail and different locations where there's high pedestrian traffic and do a pop-up event.
Also, at the crossings, they have events there.
Yeah.
That would be beneficial to our districts.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
I'm thinking, what is it that naturally brings people out at night?
Jogging.
Yeah.
Pardon?
We're just thinking
Yeah.
about things
Oh.
that bring people out
At night.
as pedestrians at night.
And especially on Auburn Shaker Road, there's sidewalks now, and people go up and down. on the-
Or even worse, on Old Mosquito Road where there aren't sidewalks and there are joggers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I heard
Just
of it.
illustrative.
Thank you,
of
thank you.
Potential
Oh, sure.
market.
Should be.
Did we vote on this?
I just have one question and suggestion. This is the Capital District Transportation Committee.
Yep.
I don't know where they do their advertising, but like, a lot of people in my district feel that they're not part of the Capital District, because we're so far out there. So maybe like, somehow get it to my people.
Yeah, absolutely.
They,
We would be up for suggestions on where to hold an event out in your
yeah,
districts.
the Hilltown always feels like they're forgotten about when it's Capital District, They're still the Capital District, but,
They're part of Auburn.
right, yeah. So that's all, but I'll move it, I'll make a motion to move it.
Seconded by Mr. O'Brien. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? None. The item is carried. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Commissioner?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Mr. O'Brien, seconded by Mr. Smith. All those in favor? Aye. We are adjourned.